updates from Tema. All right, so shortly we'll be engaging our regional correspondent on the latest in hospitals they have visited so far. But before then, let's speak to the PRO. Let's speak to the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission on this strike action by the Ghana Medical Laboratory scientists. If you can hear me, thanks so much for your time on Newsnight. Hello.
Thank you for having us.
All right. So we do understand you held a meeting with the laboratory scientists today. What is the fallout from that meeting? Hello. All right. Ofosu Asamoah is the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission. If you can please unmute so we can hear you clearly. Hello. Hello. All right. We are trying to establish connection with the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission, Ofosu Asamoah. We do understand that a meeting was held today with the laboratory scientists. We are trying to get in touch with him for an update on the fallout from that meeting. Are we going to see a call-off of that strike action? Well, when we are able to establish a better connection with him, we will definitely get to find out. Now, let's get on again and try to see if we've been able to establish a better connection with him. If you can hear me, I do understand today there was a meeting with the Ghana Medical Laboratory scientists. What's the fallout from that meeting? All right, so we still have not been able to establish a better connection with him. As at when we are able to do so, we will definitely bring you that interview. Now, still on this strike action, the Health Committee in Parliament, through its chairman, Nana Eyiwe and Kwamena Minta Kando, has called on the striking laboratory scientists to return to work as they engage stakeholders to resolve their challenges. Dr. Free, in his remarks, said the decision by the laboratory scientists is gravely affecting quality healthcare delivery in the country. Hence, a humble appeal for them to reconsider their action. He added that though the Health Committee is yet to receive any petition from the striking laboratory scientists, the committee feels obliged to intervene in the matter.
In line with our standing orders, to be present on the teaching hospital boards. When all their pathway for lobbying was exhausted, they fell on the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health. We listened to them and we saw the need to support them to be represented on the board in the form of allied health science representation, and they will do rotation as and when they understand or put the arrangements in place. We are therefore disappointed that on a major issue as this, they will not come to the Health Committee to discuss with us.
But the stakeholders in the healthcare delivery must respect each other. They must see themselves as partners of development and not to look down on each other. The cleaner is as important as the nurse. The nurse is also as important as the pharmacist or the medical doctor. So each department in the healthcare delivery is very important. And therefore, we do not want to take sides at this point in time because we are not abreast with the facts of the matter. And therefore, we are calling on them to come to us and let's talk.
All right, let's get on to Zoom and have a conversation on the back of this. Dr. Dennis Edu Jesse is a public relations officer for the Ghana Medical Laboratory scientists. If you can hear me, thanks so much for your time on Newsnight. Now, we understand you held a meeting with the National Labour Commission today. Are we going to see you call off your strike?
Thank you very much. And it's quite unfortunate there have not been a meeting today. Rather, we are waiting for a document or a letter of invitation from the Labour Commission so that we can look at what they are prescribing, what they require of us, and as law-abiding citizens and a professional group, we will respond as such. So we've not had a meeting. If there's been such communication, then that is not a reality, because we have not met yet. But we have seen some information across that on the 2nd, it's expected we will have a meeting with the Labour Commission. And we are waiting for the invitation and the directives, and we will respond accordingly.
All right, so as we await this meeting, what else are you doing so far as resolving this matter is concerned?
What is happening is that we will still want to keep talking to our people. You know, the uniqueness of this labor unrest that actually broke out from the sitting strike action that actually the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital chapter initiated is the fact that this has not been declared on the national scale by the National Executive Committee, but rather when the National Executive Committee had met the Ministry of Health, that is the Chief Director, and had decided to go and communicate to Konfanochi chapter for them to think twice about the decision they had taken, and so that we get a proposal taken to the ministry for which they indicate that they may want to use about 3 weeks to resolve the impasse. When we went to communicate, it's actually a totally different story, because members now started threatening leadership, thinking that leadership had gone to the ministry and sold out the profession, simply because whatever is happening at Konfanochi for the past 2 years, something that has been going on, where we didn't allow presidents to teach us. Because if you look at the situation way back in 2015, there was a similar incident in Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital, when some of these professionals from the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons across, for which we are facing this problem. So we are trying to manage that thing that has gone across the various regions to deal with it. Whilst we see the way forward to go and meet the ministry, present a proposal and plead with them if the time that they had allotted to look at the matter could be brought forward, so that we get a resolution as quick as possible.
All right, I would like you to stay on for me and let me connect to the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission, Fosu Asama. If you can hear me, thanks so much for your time on Newsnight. Now, we understand that medical laboratory scientists are by law not allowed to go on strike. Would you then say that they are breaching the law?
Yes,
Hello.
Of the movement. It is the essential thing to advise us. So, we are precluded from engaging from the strike. Whenever there is any dispute, we are to settle with the employers to do 3 days. And after 3 days, we are unable to settle the dispute through the position. One of the parties, or this party, we have to bring it to the attention of the commission.
I'm having a hard time, not to cut you, but then I'm having a hard time hearing you clearly. If you can please reposition yourself.
Can you hear me better now?
All right, let's give it a try.
Is it better?
Yes, please.
Okay. What I'm saying is that they are essential service providers. So they are precluded from engaging in any form of strike. If there is a dispute or settlement between themselves and their employers, they have to negotiate and settle within 3 days. Right? And that if they are able to settle through the dispute within 24 hours, any of the parties, one of them or both of them, we then draw the attention of the National Labour Commission of their inability to settle through the dispute. And then the Labour Commission will then proceed an arbitration panel on the proposal arbitration panel to hear and determine the matter.
All right.
What do the Labour law? Section 175 will define essential service providers, and this includes areas in an establishment where an action results in a particular or total loss of life or pose a danger to public health and safety. The such other services as the military may violate instrument determined. But in their case, he has tried to resolve the loss of life of a particular person or total loss of life. And in matter of fact, it's a danger to public health and safety. So as essential service providers, they are precluded from engaging in any form of fight.
All right, but then in the face of this lies the fact that patients are stranded. And for patients who visited the various laboratory centers for test results, they've had to resort to private facilities just so they can get the help they need. How soon should we expect a resolution to this matter?
We began the process of Monday. We reached them. Yesterday, we sent another letter after the ministry appropriately applied to the commission for intervention. We urge the council workers to go back to work while the local labor commission takes control and determines the matter. Unfortunately, they did not go back to work even though we promised to do so. So we are back to see our other ways available to us, and we are going to work in order to compel them to go back to work while the labor commission settles them.
Okay, so what happens to them if they don't call off the strike?
That is why we are going to court.
Okay.
If we get the court for that, we will go. I we don't get the money to my state. And we are sure that we like to get it because what we are doing, the law comes.
Okay. All right. Let me get back to Dr. Dennis Edu-Gyasi, the PRO for the Ghana Medical Laboratory Scientists. You've heard from the NLC. They are threatening a court action. What's your reaction to this?
Thank you very much. And I think, as I indicated, it's quite unfortunate. My checks at the office have still not revealed any letter. And I've heard some packets of information, as I'm even hearing now, and thanks to the leadership of the Labour Commission for their concern to seek redress for the impasse. I believe strongly, as soon as the invitation letter is received, the leadership of the professional body will look into it and definitely respond appropriately. We are law-abiding citizens, but at times it's a bit difficult because my boss online might appreciate that this particular situation that we are faced with right now is still with the Labour Commission since 2016. And it's quite unfortunate that at the point we've all gone to sleep on the matter for it to be erupted in this manner for us to face such a problem. And it's our hope that when the letter is received and we respond, we will go and actually get a resolution to the problem.
Okay.
Because it's something that has been since then. You get it? We could have resolved it and avert all these situations that are coming up. If we had taken a decision on the matter at that time, we don't think the Chief Executive Officer of Convanology Teaching Hospital could have on his own taken such an appointment to bring this havoc on us as Ghanaians.
All right. Let me get back to you, Fosu Asamoah. It appears we're going to see lots of back and forth on this issue. All right, I understand we've lost him, but when we do get him, we'll definitely continue with this conversation. But thanks so much, Dr. Dennis Edu-Gyasi, for speaking to us on Newsnight. He's a PRO for the Ghana Medical Laboratory Scientist.
Now, Chairman of ECOWAS, Nana Akufo-Addo, has urged member states to remain vigilant in fighting the COVID-19 virus and its multiple variants. Addressing the 2021 first ordinary session of the ECOWAS Parliament, President Akufo-Addo encouraged the community to support countries who have taken steps to develop vaccines. Take a listen.
The number of people who have contracted the virus globally has passed the 100 million mark, with 3 million deaths, including some 6,000 of our citizens in ECOWAS. This disease has had adverse effects on all aspects of development. It has succeeded in wiping out the relative economic progress recorded by our region over the past decade. And with most of our economies still largely dependent on the production and export of raw materials, we're witnessing a drastic reduction in the prices of commodities because of the contraction in global demand. Africa, and particularly our region, have seen mercifully a relatively favorable picture in terms of mortality rate as compared to other parts of the world. We should continue to thank Almighty God for his continuing mercies. We must, however, continue to remain vigilant in the face of this virus and its multiple variants. And that is why we must continue to encourage our populations, regardless of their sensibilities, to respect the protective measures and get vaccinated so we can guarantee a rapid return to normalcy. We are at the same time hopeful that together with the international community, we will very soon be able to make the vaccines available to all in West Africa in order to ensure a coordinated and effective end to this pandemic. We must nevertheless encourage countries within our community, like Senegal and Ghana, that have taken steps to develop the capacity to produce their own vaccines, and others within the larger African Union to this end, so that we can more effectively deal with future pandemics and not be dependent on foreign supplies and benevolence for the protection of our peoples. In this respect, Mr. Speaker, I'm glad to see that you and your colleagues continue to stress the need for West Africa's leaders, stakeholders, and indeed the entire world to tackle collectively COVID-19 through increased vaccination and other interventions. We either succeed together or we perish together.
Away from that, 5 police officers have been held by the Accra Regional Police Command of the Ghana Police Service after complaints were lodged against them by some civilians for extortion and robbery. The said officers attached to the Rapid Deployment Force at the National Police Headquarters in Accra are said to have used official police vehicles while armed for illegal operations. They are constables which were Odo, Evans, Amwashi, Lawat, Ejapon, Sena, Kovodo, Corporal D. Of this issue of extortion has been with us for a very long time. Now we are hearing of this new one too. Earlier, just this week, we spoke about confidence in our security apparatus and how critical that is so far as the fight against crime is concerned. Now, what's your reaction to this?
Well, first of all, let me say that the figure is fantastically staggering. I mean, for law enforcement officers who should know better, who should be the torchbearers so far as protecting the very sanctity of the law is concerned, engaged in such a treacherous activity is something I find quite unfortunate. But the police service is a human institution, and like any other human institution, you will definitely have some few bad ones. But that is not to suggest all of them are like that. And I must also say it is unfair to paint all of them with a single stroke of brush because of the actions and inactions of some of these bad nuts. But it raises some legitimate issues of accountability, because obviously this is not the first time and it's certainly not going to be the last time. I mean, how often are we going to get officers paying the price for some of these illegalities? Because in the past, there's always been an attempt, quite conscious somewhat, in covering up for the actions of some of these men in the name of protecting morale, or, you know, in the name of, you know, comradeship, which I must say isn't helping. We need to send a clear signal to the effect that, hey, we're not going to accept this. We're a country that is governed by the rule of law. Oblivion of your structure in society, whether you're a law enforcement officer, you're a civilian, if you do the wrong thing, the law will definitely catch up with you. And I think going forward, it is important to get as many Ghanaians as possible educated on the need for them to know their rights. I mean, you are not obliged to pay. If it's going to perhaps slap charges on you, fine, let's go to the court. But we always quarrel in our shelves, and it gives them that, you know, impetus to extort monies from us, which I must say is quite unfortunate.
All right, so this time around, we are seeing some legal action on this. Does it increase your confidence about, helping to nip this issue of extortion on the part of some security men in the Ghana Police Service? Does it give you some confidence as far as nipping this issue in the bud is concerned?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it is refreshing to see that finally some of these officers who are hell-bent on dragging the police service into disrepute are paying the price. And that is good to know, because I always say that there's absolutely no way they can do the work alone. They would need us. But if we don't have confidence or trust in them, invariably we'll be uncooperative and we're not going to support the security management process. So the fact that finally some officers being held to account for their actions is quite refreshing, and to a very large extent, it would help in restoring, to some extent, the sinking image of the Ghana Police Service, which, by the way, a lot of institutions have contended that is the most corrupt institution in the country, perhaps primarily because we deal with them on a daily basis. But that notwithstanding, there are still challenges, and that shouldn't end here. More of the bad nuts should be fished out. And I think it also raises the issue of the processes involved in recruiting these officers. When you look back, for all you know, I mean, it's their old habits. Mm-hmm. So when we are able to conduct elaborate, extensive background checks on potential recruits, call their report cards from their alma mater, speak with people they go with, I'm pretty sure we should be able to kick them out before they even join the police service in the first place. Unfortunately, we are so much into protocol such that we try as much as we can to force square pegs into round holes, which I think is accounting for these challenges.
Yes, all right, Adib Sani, thanks so much for speaking to us on Newsnight. Adib Sani is a security analyst.
Now, some 31,000 immigrants have been intercepted since the closure of the country's borders in March 2020. Controller General of the Ghana Immigration Service, Kwame Techi, speaking at the launch of the International Organization for Immigration project, commended that the service for the work done.
The International Organization of Migration, in collaboration with the German government and the Ghana Immigration Service, has launched an International Organization for Migration project on strengthening border security and border community resilience in the Gulf of Guinea. The project, funded by the German government, is expected to last for a year and will take place along 5 borders across 4 countries, which include Ghana, Togo, Ivory Coast, and Benin. Speaking on the sidelines of the program, the Controller General of the Ghana Immigration Service, Kwame Techi, was pleased with the work of the Immigration Service as it intercepted over 31,000 illegal immigrants since the country's borders were closed in March 2020.
We do our very best.
Coming problem for the nations in the Gulf of Guinea with the terroristic activities from the north. And there is an absolute necessity to strengthen the border crossing points. But not only this, we must strengthen the cross-border cooperation.
In Ghana, the International Organization for Migration project will specifically protect the northern borders.
You're still watching Newsnight live on Metro Television. We'll be right back.
You're welcome back. This is News Night on Metro Television with me, Efia Fusua. And now to other stories. Some people in the Central Region have, the police in the Central Region have arrested 2 persons after a mining pit collapsed at Breman in the Upper Dinsha West District of the Central Region. So the police launched a rescue operation on Wednesday. The bodies have been identified as Kwesi Ebua, aged 24. More on this in our subsequent bulletins. So let's have a conversation on the back of this, and I have been joined in studio by lawyer Benjamin Etiedu. He's a private legal practitioner. Now, welcome. Thanks for joining us on Newsnight.
Thank you, too.
Now, the issue of the legality or illegality surrounding the burning of the excavators has come up strongly in the past days. What does the law actually say?
Good. That's a good question. You see, in 2006, we passed the Minerals and Mining Act. Okay, then in our fight against Galamsey and related activities, it was realized that the punishment regime in particular wasn't prohibitive enough. Okay, and then there was further, thought that we should increase the whole, capacity to fight Galamsey in Ghana. Mm-hmm. And so in 2015, there was an amendment to the Act. Okay. So that's Act 900. Okay, so Section 2 of this Act actually, repeats the conduct that are illegal in the mining sector. Okay, and one of them has to do with illegal small-scale mining. Okay, so it repeats the conduct of engaging in small-scale mining without license as being unlawful. Okay, so the subsequent provisions dealing with even foreigners who are engaged in it in terms of superior punishment, and if you are Ghanaian and you are engaged in illegal mining, the punishment that you go to. But one important part is subsection 5, which says that where a person is arrested for engaging in mining and mineral offenses, particularly in this instance, illegal small-scale mining, when the person is arrested, then any equipment used in the illegal activity or any equipment that is used in association with the process or the activity, okay, and any even product in terms of mineral that have been derived from the activity should all be seized and kept in police custody. So seized and kept? And kept in police custody. So that's the first leg of the process. So an offense has been committed in relation to mining. Then it's saying that arrest, when made, seize every equipment that was used or that was used in connection with the activity, and every produce or product, in this case a product, maybe the ore, whatever form it is, seize it too and keep in police custody. So that's the first leg. Then what happens to it? What happens to it is normal due process of law, which is the process of trial or prosecution. Okay, so the person should be charged, there should be arraignment before court, and the process of trial will begin. So the law provides that after seizure and being kept in police custody, and upon conviction by the court, that means that the court has evaluated every evidence and come to a conclusion that the person was actually involved in an illegal conduct. And then after the conviction, of course, there will be imposition of fines, or be it pecuniary fines or prison terms, and then the court will deal with the property seized, and that is where the law is actually making mandatory that upon conviction is automatic, that the court should order for forfeiture of the equipment. So that, and then that becomes the second process. So the equipment seized, now confiscated or forfeited. Okay. So what happens to it? Then the minister, okay, responsible for mining, should deal with it within 60 days by allocating it to a government or state institution. Okay, so this is the process. But the argument that has been made, which I find a little stretched, is that the point is where a person has been arrested. Okay, so if you don't arrest and then you get the equipment, then it means that you can deal with it outside the law, which I find very, very, very strange. Okay, because when it comes to interpreting legislations, the courts have established over time that you look at the intention of the legislator. So we should ask ourselves, why did the law, the parliament, okay, made provision for a seizure, okay, and then a seizure, not automatic confiscation or vesting in the state, by it going through a process of conviction and then that following, so that if any ownership litigation comes up, if it turns out that the person who was arrested was actually innocent, then they wouldn't be transferred to the state. Okay.
Now the days to come, but thanks so much for joining us in studio for a discussion on this. Unfortunately, that's all time would allow us. So I have an engaging lawyer Benjamin Atiede. He's a private legal practitioner. You're live on Newsnight on Metro Television. We go for a break and return shortly with more. Please stay.
Opportunity way Hisense fridge na F4 papa and chip power on the low. Hisense pay and amount 5 years manufacturer defect warranty. So Hisense fridge papa never pro niema. Kai say if it's 18th May, I got him 8th June. Hisense fridge promo. Hisense everyday prices for everyday people.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural.
As a mother and wife, my priority is making sure my family is protected at all times. That is why I never forget to give my angel a Flora disposable handkerchief to keep germs and sweat at bay. When Habi is out in the fields, I'm rest assured of Flora coming in handy anytime he needs it. Even when my daughter Na is out late, I am confident Flora disposable handkerchief will be close enough to save the moment. Flora disposable handkerchiefs are my go-to disposable handkerchiefs any day, anytime, and everywhere. Flora disposable handkerchiefs is affordable and handy. Flora, better than cloth handkerchiefs. Flora is a product of Delta Paper Mill Limited. For inquiries and bulk purchases, call 0243 033 033.
Need a little help? Nobody does it better. At UCS Facility Management, we give you the best in janitorial services, which include high-rise window cleaning, office cleaning, post-construction cleaning, facade washing, deep cleaning, carpet carpet cleaning, swimming pool cleaning, and event janitorial services. Locate us at Jowolu, JA Plant Pool premises, or call us on 0501 666 322 or 0203 299 212 or 0203 299 234. UCS, your property is under our care.
And Winston is standing by for the latest in business.
Thank you, Kenneth. Welcome to my World of Business here on Newsnight. We're bringing you stories developing on various sectors here on Newsnight, and also we're touching on the forex market, assessing how the city will be performing against major currencies in the country. Now to our first story. The CEO of Ghana Promotion Center, Yofi Grant, has uttered an address on the Value Chain Investment Meeting 2021 on the cocoa industry.
We can never fill the void in the industry as much as we try, but we can only get it there and grow it and grow it and grow it. I think that we greatly endorse the President's vision of making Ghana the best place to do business in Africa in the medium term, and also an industrial hub.
A consultant for the National Food Storage Policy and senior lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Dr. Robert Adu, said citizens need to be encouraged to go into backyard farming. This will help resolve food insecurity situations happening across the country.
The Food and Agriculture Organization describes food security as when people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs. A consultant for the National Food Storage Policy and senior lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Dr. Robert Adu, has been speaking on the need to have a long-term food storage policy to attain food security.
The food security challenge that we have is quite huge, and therefore government has to do more. That's why we made a point in the presentation that, you see, we are able to produce a lot in some parts of the country. Other parts, we have food shortages. And so, in addition to production, we need to also have storage facilities so that we can hold the stock for a very long period of time.
Now we go to the interbank forex trade market, where it appears the cedi is performing marginally against the dollar in the stock forex market. It says that on the interbank board as of May 27, 2021, the Ghana cedi is trading against the dollar at the buying price of 5.7331 and the selling price of 5.738. You, Kenneth.
Well, thank you very much, Winston, for bringing us the latest in business. We'll take a fast commercial break. We'll be right back.
You're perfectly fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
The right insurance means that you can get the medical help you need whenever you need it.
You're okay.
No, I doubt.
With Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, you can get up to 80 Ghana cedis worth of insurance per night for up to 40 nights with just a premium of 5 Ghana cedis. All you have to do is dial *110# to access your Vodafone Cash menu, select financial services, and follow the prompts to pay for your insurance wherever, whenever. Simple as that. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care, our concern.
Lawful wedded wife to having to hold from this day forward. I do.
Drama saying a bit smash. I'm a winyaji. For HD Plus, who no feel. My HD Plus, nyanyon papa palma with HD TV. For star 879 hash for subscribe it. Not how we need to feel say see ya.
You're welcome back. It's time for sports, and Phil is here. Hello, Phil.
Hi.
A minute of silence for Manchester United.
Why?
Let's not talk about Manchester United,
Well,
Phil.
so much is happening. We'll bring you all the details. Up next, your sports. My name is Feo Jonukwate. This is the sports segment of the news. Let's start straight to what's happening in the Spanish capital, Madrid. And for the very second time in his history as a coach of Real Madrid, Zinedine Zidane has quit Real Madrid. That is the news we pick up. There he's smiling over there. He's no more. I'm sure by now he's in Paris. But these are his record. He played 114 games whilst Madrid he won 68. No, 68 he won. He drew 26 and lost 20. Rate, here you see it, 60. There you have it. So Zidane is gone. I'm sure he's in Paris now trying to have a family join here and there and think of himself. So let's go to that. There you have it. Like I told you, Zinedine Zidane is gone. This is the second time he has coached Real Madrid over there. He didn't work out this time for him. He failed to win a trophy this very season and is gone. We'll tell you how the coaching issue is happening in Europe. I'll bring you all the pictures to find out who is getting closer to that job. If you could bring it, you see the lies of Antonio Conte, they will be in the fray. There you have it. Very soon you're going to see it, who is getting the job over there, Zinedine Zidane. There you have it. It's gone. We'll look for the gentleman who wants his job in the person of this gentleman. Antonio Conte, we're being told he'll be flying to the Spanish capital trying to get a job. Remember that he used to be the coach of Inter Milan. He helped them to win the Italian league, and he's gone already. He'll be going to the Spanish capital to see whether he'll get the job. Another coach will come, you see what? There you have. This is Raul Gonzalez. He used to be a legend of the club, that's Real Madrid. He went to the Arab land. We also told that he's one of the candidates that's looking for the job for Real Madrid. Nice, pretty gentleman over there, Raul Gonzalez. Another gentleman, Mauricio Pochettino, is currently the coach of PSG. We are being told that he went to London yesterday trying to get a job that he has already. He's the job of PSG, but he wants another job also in London, that is Tottenham Hotspur. Jürgen Klinsmann, a German legend, he used to play for Tottenham Hotspur. He's also in the fray to get a job. Now he's quite old now, yeah, Jürgen Klinsmann over there. Then, Andre Pirlo, rich gentleman, he is the coach of Juventus. We are being told in the coming days, it's likely he will lose his job. Andre Pirlo smiling away. Then, Massimiliano Allegri, he used to be the coach of Juve. He will be coming back, we are being told in Italian newspapers over there. Massimiliano Allegri smiling over there. Then you have Xavi Hernandez, he's Spanish international, Barcelona. He gone to the Arab world. We are being told that he will be given the job in the coming days at Barcelona. Remember that Ronald Koeman should be stepping up pretty soon, we are being told from the Catalonian papers. So there you have it. Xavi over there with the fist to show the rest of the world that he's got powers to probably manage Barcelona. Well, away from the football issues in Europe, let's settle down and go to Motown, that is at Chimota. And the eyes of the golfing world will be at Chimota because it will be the 2021 President's Party. We have the story. This very golf course will be the battlegrounds for the 2021 President's Party of the Nation Premier Golf Club at Chimota. Being one of the prestigious competitions on the calendar of the club, over 100 golfers within and from other golf clubs across the country are expected to compete in the golf championship. The tournament is a setup to allow the president of the club to meet and engage with the golf fraternity. This year's event, according to the coordinators, will host a maximum of 100 top selected golfers and will seek to bring the traditional celebration to set off a good year without neglecting to observe the necessary COVID-19 protocols. The three-day golf championship will also see amateur golfers in action, teasing off from hole 1 with the aim of winning the ultimate prize. Prior to the amateurs golfers contest on the greens, the professionals will also be vying for the top prize money with a competitive session on the greens. with support from LG, Montgomery Golf Estate, BMW, Nyao Clinic, Vortic, among others. The golfers, knowing very well what is attached to the present Pata competition, will push themselves on the cost for the attractive prizes at stake, according to the competition secretary, Kweku Ofosuhini.
This year's event is actually going to be in two phases. We have the professional event and the amateurs event. The professional event will be played over 2 days, Thursday and Friday, and the winner is crowned on Saturday. And the amateurs event is played over 18 holes on Saturday, where we are looking at over 820 golf members across Ghana. This year, where we just basically want to use the platform is to encourage business growth. It's a time when we are all recovering from COVID, so we come together, meet, and see where we can support each other. And we're looking forward to a very wonderful day.
During the closing ceremony of the competition on Saturday, 29th May, personalities like the president of the Ghana Golf Association, Mike Agri, Kwesi Amafu Yeboah, president of the club, captain of the club, among others, will be present to grace the occasion and present awards to golfers. Well, that's it for
the ferry traveling between Niger State, and Kebbi State in the northwest broke in two. Yusuf Burma, who's the head of National Inland Water Authority, has revealed that there are no hopes of finding any survivors at the moment.
Now, the true death toll may never be known. Some
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Ghana is a beautiful country. There is so much of it you probably haven't seen, haven't experienced, haven't touched, haven't felt, haven't eaten. When this is all over, let's discover our land again with new eyes. Let's feel each other again. We are one people, brought together by destiny. Let's make that count. Let's show love for each other and our environment. Let's tell our stories, and let's watch and listen to our stories. There will be so much to tell. Ghana is a truly beautiful country. Be Ghana, stay in Ghana, experience Ghana, make Ghana great. And we will invite the world to
Christ. They are harvests of the life of Christ. You can follow me and not have anything from me. You just follow me about. But we are not just following Jesus. God is life in us.
Join the Good Life Devotion with Dr. David Binden on this channel to receive biblically authoritative teachings which will usher you into exhibiting the divine life here on earth. The Good Life Devotion shows every Monday to Friday from 10 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. and 11 to 11:30 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Don't miss the special weekend edition on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 p.m. Life is good. Enjoy.
You're in our brave new world now. It's about owning your story, who you truly are. You don't have to change who you are. There's always a way to get what you want.
We got a guy.
Finding me, I'll find you.
I met a woman.